Has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorback Sports Network.
There's the snap, there's the kneel. LSU going to their students. They're going to go grab that trophy. And the Tigers have won the football game. LSU, that trophy's perched right at the entrance to their locker room down by their tunnel. And they're going to go get it. So the boot stays in Baton Rouge. The Tigers come from behind and win it. The clock strikes 0, and the Hogs have lost 8 in a row. The two interims, Bobby Petrino and Frank Wilson, meet at midfield. 23-22 LSU the final.
This is Hard Reaction, brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
I hold it down. Blue team through it.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Well, they ran it up the middle. We forgot to tackle or throw. Another one-score loss and a pissed Petrino. We'll dance with an interim till the end of 25. That's going to be Louisiana on this Saturday night. Matt Jones, Colton Little here. Hog Reaction, Arkansas falls to LSU in the Battle of the Golden Boot, 23-22. Another one-score loss. Folks, get on the horn with us. We want to hear your reactions. 877-377-6963 to get on here. It is a People's Postgame Show. We want to hear your calls and texts here with us. This is Hog Reaction, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Sawyer Sunrooms, and by Bud Light. Please drink responsibly after another one-score loss. Turnovers, costly mistakes. Defense couldn't stop a cold all day long. Third down, awful. But other than that, they only gave up 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns really, so pretty admirable performance from them. But just a sour taste in your mouth after another wasted fall Saturday. Oh well. Hopefully something that will have a little brighter future here near the end of the year. Coach Petrino was obviously very, very incensed during the game with some calls he thought should have gone his way. We'll get into that and a lot more here on Hog Reaction. My co-host, co-pilot, as always, all-time quarterback here at ESPN Arkansas, the legend, folk hero, my good friend Matt Jones is with us. Matt, afternoon. It sucks to be here with you again after another loss.
Hey, man, happy Saturday, though.
Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day. Man, it hurts. They all sting. You're playing to win the game. They're all close. The effort's there. The want-to's there. The dedication's there. The tries there. It just came up a little short. You know, if it's execution or if it's attention to detail, something's a little bit disconnected. But you know the want-to's there. I mean,
yeah.
they're giving it everything they got.
No question about it. The effort was there all day long. It just seemed like no matter what, you were going to get a rough break whenever you truly needed to have something go your way. Penalties weren't really an issue. There were a couple that you made that were a little bit boneheaded, but your quarterback in the turnover situation today, Matt Jones, was just not good. There were one bad throw, fumble early on in the game as you're driving. You come out, Baton Rouge, these people aren't even awake yet. They've only got maybe half the bottle of Crown Royal down, and you go out there and you give them a reason to kind of get alive early on before the clock even strikes noon, fumble right there, and then after that, things were a little bit better. You jumped out to a 14-0 lead, then 16 unanswered points for LSU, got back ahead, threw a bad interception near the end of the game, and things just did not get any better after that for your defense. Couldn't make a key stop on third down when you had to all game long. And Matt Jones, we're sitting here like Groundhog Day having a lot of similar conversations about a porous defense and turnovers. And so got some text here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, comments here on our YouTube stream as well. Zelda Fan 1942 here on the YouTube stream says, I agree. I have had this nervous mentality here about Arkansas and their losing streak and everything just being eternal. I don't think it's going to be eternal. Eventually you'll get one of these jamboree games on your schedule, right, Matt, near the beginning of next season. But look, you've got some marquee opponents coming up, Texas, Missouri, programs that are just frankly better than you right now, and they have been for several years. And there's not a lot of hope for the rest of this season, not a lot of bright spots left. And I think that really everybody wants to get these games out of the way and figure out who the next head coach is going to be. But Matt Jones, the offense today just sort of sputtered. And what did you notice today from the performance on the offensive side of the football?
Well, they went to a mega Blake early, and then it's like he disappeared a little bit. The offense was just kind of, we couldn't get out of our own way. What we have the ball in the red zone 3 times in about a 5 possession span and came away with 0 points.
Ooh, yes.
You know,
Ran
you
3
gotta-
plays at like the 2-yard line.
Got to get points. It's just kind of, when you go back and watch the film, you'll be sick. That's what I mean, that we left. I mean, we left 20 points out there.
There was lots of opportunities today, and Coach Petrino talked about that a lot in the radio post game, as well as on the app, as well as during the media press conference as well. So we'll get to a little bit more of those audio cuts and some of the highlights from today's game, because there were some bright moments. You did have some awesome things. Your special teams today, Matt, they were special.
He averages 47.5 yards per punt. Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up at the 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt. They picked it up. They ran it into the end zone, and that is a touchdown for the Razorbacks.
Caleb Wooten, the Auburn transfer, and Wyatt Simmons, the son of Paul Simmons, who's the head coach at Harding. They're having a good season down there in Searcy. Combined right there, converged on the block punt, and then all of a sudden you're up 7-0 early in Baton Rouge. You got the team in the end zone talking trash to all the fans down there, and then you get up again 14-0. Your defense had 2 straight 3-and-outs to start the game, so it was a really good and a motivated start for your Razorback football team on the road. Matt, you've played in environments like Death Valley and on the road in the SEC. This is only the 17th conference game in the history of Death Valley Stadium played before noon, so kind of a foreign environment for a really, really, I mean, just a heralded venue like that, to have a conference game being played early on in the daylight before noon and everything like that. But Matt, you've been in situations like that where you have to go on the road and maybe it's kind of a sleepy start. How do you get yourself amped up for a game like that? And what do you think caused the Razorbacks to jump out to the early start that they got out to today?
Man, what a start. You couldn't ask for a better start. 14-0 first quarter. Feeling good, thinking, hey, man, we got this. And you knew LSU would bounce back a little bit. You could kind of see them wiping the sleep from their eyes that first quarter, and the Hogs did what they had to do. We moved the ball well. We just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
That would be I think the theme today was turnovers and then not being able to finish.
Not being able to finish, and you just could not get the ball across the goal line, couldn't finish. Like you said, Matt, everything just seemed to not go your way whenever you needed it to most. But things have gone our way. We've got some callers here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. That could be you as well, 877-377-6963 to get here with us. Lance has given us a ring here from the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Lance, you're on Hog Reaction post-game LSU with Colton Little and Matt Jones. How's it hanging this afternoon, man?
Oh, not very good.
Yes, sir.
I guess I was reading up on the rule when I was waiting for y'all to put me on. I want to be specific and brief here. I think the referees did fine. If they missed something here and there on either side, it is what it is. What I was disappointed in was when we threw an interception, and so it looked like the defensive player and the offensive player both came down with the ball. That's what I thought. And I don't know if they've changed the rule on that, but I always thought for decades that if it's like baseball, tie goes to the runner.
Yeah, tie goes to the receiver.
Offense.
Yes, sir. That is the rule as far as I know. And you're referring to the first one that he threw to Harold Perkins, who, God, I wish that guy would graduate or go to the draft already.
I don't remember if it was the first or second, but I don't know. On the internet, this stuff is saying it goes to the defense. I don't get that. Anyway, either way, what ticked me off a little bit was Bobby didn't even throw the flag to get it looked at, and I didn't get that. I mean, even if a tie goes to the defense, which I don't think that's the rule. Yeah. Even if it did, it was worth throwing the red flag out there to get it looked at.
Yeah, Lance. And
go
ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Lance. You called us. Appreciate you. Go ahead.
No, and the last thing, very specific. Wyatt Simmons was tackling his butt off.
Yes, he was
when he was in there, and then we took him out. And then I'm like, "Where's Wyatt?"
Yeah,
the kid's he was playing hard and wrapping up, and then we took him out. So I didn't understand those two things, and I could be wrong on who comes down with the interception kind of thing. But I wish Bobby would have thrown the red flag to get them to at least look at it. I mean, what are you going to, it was the first half, I believe, so what are you going to lose?
Yeah, there's no reason to go for it in the first. Or there's no reason not to drop that challenge flag if you have the opportunity to in the first half. Appreciate the call, Lance. We'll get some more here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. I don't even know if you can challenge that type of ruling or not. I do know that the rule should be that I'm pretty sure that the tie goes to the receiver in a situation like that. But I mean, I know one thing. If he's talking about the one that Harold Perkins picked off, Matt, you threw the ball where there were 3 white jerseys around the one guy that you were targeting, and that's usually a no-no from the beginning of playing quarterback in Pee Wee till you get all the way up to the league. So, Matt, the turnovers today, from a quarterback's point of view, how do you approach your teammates on the sidelines after you know you might have made a boneheaded error like that?
So I had a really good quarterback coach. I had a couple of them. Roy Wickey was amazing. David Lee was awesome as well. And we were actually playing LSU down in Baton Rouge my freshman year, and I threw a pick in the red zone, and, you know, he calls down on the phone, and I'm sure technology is totally different. They probably FaceTime each other or, like, zap to each other, whatever. But he goes, you go by every one of those offensive linemen and you apologize to them. That's what you do.
Yep.
Whenever you throw a red zone those offensive linemen, you know how hard it is to be an offensive lineman and what they go through. You go and tell them sorry and be like, hey, we'll do better next time, because that's all you can do.
Yeah, there's not much you can do after that, especially when you know that you're at fault. But taking accountability is what makes a good leader, and I think this team has good leaders. They've not dropped the rope test, so to speak, so far this season. They've kept these games competitive, and LSU, now they get bowl eligibility. Good for them. Let's all give them a cheer. Not really. Nobody really cares about that, and we're wishing on their demise as well. But we'll move forward here with Hog Reaction. Matt Jones and Colton Little, we want to get your calls and texts here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. It is a reaction show, so we want to hear from you. We'll come back with some more text that you've sent us, some audio from Bobby Petrino, and a little bit more here on Hog Reaction. Don't go anywhere. Back in just a second.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the house?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Lindbergh provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at LindberghTeam.com. That's LindberghTeam.com, where realtors go to win.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with a 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Single man across the way. Talon going to run. He's got an open field in front of him at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Talon Green from 11 yards out. His 7th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Hogs are up 13-0.
13-0, then 14-0 after the extra point, thanks to Scott Starzik. And you were up 14-0 on LSU before they even woke up, and then things just quickly went downhill. You never quite could get control of the game again until later on in the second half when you made it 22-16 for a while. But your defense just could not get the key stop towards the end of the game. This is Hog Reaction here. Matt Jones is with me. Colton Little here. Hog Reaction is presented by Sawyer's, your source for sunrooms, patio covers, and concrete. How about the next time you enjoy the game from your new sunroom? That should make enjoying another loss a little bit more bearable, huh? Doesn't matter what the other team says. You give Buzz at Sawyer's Sunrooms a call. He's been making quality, affordable sunrooms and everything for over 30 years. It's a family-owned business serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. He's a licensed contractor that can take your project from concept to completion, and 100% financing is available. Don't be shocked by somebody else's prices. Let Sawyer's show you how to make quality affordable. Visit Sawyers-sunrooms.com. We're also sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, locally owned by a proud family of Arkansas alumni. The Stadium Shop bleeds Razorback red and carries the largest selection of Razorback gear south of the North Pole. From Nike to Champion to Tommy Bahama and Comfort Wash, if it's Razorback, and they've got it. Whether you're packing Bud Walton up this season or tailgating before the rest of the games they got up there at Donald W. Reynolds Stadium, while it's still named that, or decking the halls in Razorback red, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has you covered. And don't forget to sign up for the Ultimate Game Day giveaway, not only at every home game, but anytime during the week at the Stadium Shop. One lucky fan's going to get a gift card, $200 to the Stadium Shop, and $1,000 in total to other places around the area. Winner for that will be announced before the Arkansas-Missouri Missouri game are also brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Folks, please drink responsibly. Matt, turnovers for a quarterback, we talked about it before going into the break, are just absolutely costly. And during the break, we had a conversation off the air about the interception there going into the end zone that was probably most crucial, looking for Omega Blake. And you were talking about how the concept there sometimes is Omega saw some coverage he didn't like. He never imagined that the ball was coming to him on something like that, and it shouldn't have, but it did. Go ahead.
Well, the cornerback was kind of like a bell staying put right there, and so it's one of those deals where the receiver's supposed to continue his route.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do because you look really bad when something like that happens. And when one of the things that a quarterback has to have is trust,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things when I was playing with Byron Leftwich, it's like, hey, if I throw it to you, just don't let it get intercepted. Like at worst, it can't get intercepted, and it's just incomplete. And that, and then we had, what was that, one of those plays? It was the first 4th down, and we ran like a little soft pitch, but the running back thought it was a handoff, and then he does a soft pitch. You know, like we really kind of, that's what I mean. When you go back and watch film, you're going to be sick. But we left 20 minimum. We left we probably more, but we left 3 touchdowns out there.
Yep, that's right. And you've done that plenty of times this season, but it seems like it was your offense that had a chance to score, your defense that had a chance to stop him, and your special teams finally there at the end of the game that had a chance to go up late. All 3 opportunities, nobody came through. Here's Coach Petrino on that.
We did drive the ball down and get in a field goal position where we felt like we were in good shape with and didn't get the field goal. So, offense, defense, special teams, we all had our opportunities to find a way to win the game and didn't get it done.
Did not get it done. And that's kind of the story for the entire season. You've had opportunities, you've had chances, whether it be your offense, your defense, your special teams. None of those units, none of those groups have the edge to go through and make that crucial play whenever it matters most, whenever the game is coming down to the wire, and this is the play whether that the whole game leans on. Sometimes it just seems like the Razorbacks just don't have the good juju, the right vibes on their side. And Ruskin said this the other day, talking about how there's this malaise right now kind of over the entire Arkansas Razorback fandom. And I think that a football win today would have definitely made things a little bit sweeter. You might have had a little bit more clarity on what might happen with the football coaching search as well. Because, folks, I hate to tell you this, Bobby Petrino is still a candidate to get this job. And whether or not I agree with it or other people on this airwaves that are on here every day agree with it or not, it's a real possibility because Tommy has said this before on the Morning Rush. You can't do worse than him. So we'll get more into the coaching search a little bit later. But today, Coach Petrino was just incensed about stuff. And you heard him in halftime because he thought that was going to be a defensive pass interference on the interception we were talking about with Omega.
Yeah, that's defensive pass interference.
That's what he said. And I think the last 30 seconds of the game, he has his headset off, and he is just giving the side judge literally everything you can think of. And he talked to Alyssa Lang at halftime, and it was pretty entertaining.
And here's Alyssa with Coach Petrino.
Coach, you were frustrated after the end of that offensive
I feel
drive.
bad for our players. We come down here, we got a chance to score a touchdown. They don't make the call.
What are you going to say to your team at the half?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
And to his credit,
Taylor?
To his credit, they played everybody. They did all that they could, and they kept fighting, and they had a chance to win the game at the end, but things just did not go their way. Matt, when you've played in a season that you know there's no shot for bowl eligibility, you know there's no shot for the playoffs and postseason, what's your mindset throughout the rest of the year when you get into November, when the days are shorter and it gets colder out there, and maybe you're just thinking about packing it up? I mean, what kind of mindset do you find yourself in to where you know that you shouldn't be doing that, but is it easy or what?
You know, every time you go out there, you're putting tape out there to be evaluated. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to give it your best, and it's easy to tell. It's easy to tell when you don't give effort. I do think this team's given effort. Just for some reason we've been snake bitten. I don't know how. It just seems like again we're going to make the mistake and not make the right play. There's a reason there's a 0 in the win column. I don't know if I had the answers, Colton. We'd be up there on the hill figuring it out.
That's right.
Like I don't know what the answer is, but whatever they're doing, it's not working.
877-377-6963. That's the number to get with us here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Texts are coming in right now. We've got a few. I'm going to read some of the ones that I think are pretty good. From Jeff, the listener, earlier today. Our team absolutely sucks. My area Head Start school could play better. Coach Bobby simply Coach Bobby simply just not getting things done. He says that our AD is, actually, I can't say that word, but they couldn't buy a quality team if we even had the money. So just a guy and just a listener there is obviously very incensed from Branson, Missouri today. But some people are still on Bobby Petrino's side. We'll get more into the head coaching debate and, all of that stuff a little bit later on, because that stirred up quite a controversy here on Twitter and everywhere else. So, yeah. But, guys, the defense today actually I thought played really well. You only gave up 2 touchdowns, and there were a couple times where you were able to get tackles for loss in the backfield, and you had some really good things going for your defense. Matt, when you're on the sideline and you maybe have a struggling unit on the other side where your defense quite, can't keep up to par with what people think the expectation should have been for the season, they may not have quite as much talent as the offense they're going up against. What's it like when you're on that sideline? I mean, what kind of motivation can you offer to them when hey, look, you guys might be outmatched, but you're giving it your all?
Football is the ultimate team sport. In basketball, both sides play offense and defense. In baseball, they have the DH now. I don't know, was that 15 years ago they changed the rule? But most people play offense and defense. And football is so specialized. You're always just trying to pick your brother up. Mm-hmm. That's what you're trying to do. There's nobody's pointing the finger. It's an ultimate team game. And you're just trying to go out there and win. That's why I don't ever try to beat these kids up in any way. They're trying. They didn't wake up this morning and think, you know what, I want to go Amber Heard the bed. They're trying to win, and you can see that. You see they're trying. The only thing I would say is go to class, get your degree, because you're not going to be playing football for a living. You're going to have to do something else. But that's most of us, right? Mm-hmm. Only a couple % of people in the world get to go play football. They got to play SEC football, but make sure you get your degree and keep it going, man. Mm-hmm. Just keep it moving. Well, what are we going to do? Because whatever this is, it's tough to watch.
You mentioned not giving up. Caleb Wooten, who had the block punt today, he had a great quote after the game. This is a little bit longer than I care to play, but I think this is really mature from a player that's been a part of some struggling programs and is still finding ways to stay motivated throughout the season.
Adversity brings out the best in people. And this game is not just teaching you about the game of football, it teaches you about life. I had a conversation with my mom, and it's like, what you gonna do? Quit? You sweat all January, February, then go through spring, then go through summer, then go through fall camp. And granted, the season ain't going the way any of us wanted it to go, but what you gonna do? Give up? You gonna quit? That just ain't in me, that just ain't in us. So we're going to flush this loss. And like Mike said, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, man. Keep coming up short. You get out on teams, and then you just can't finish. But, we're going to flush this loss and get ready for Texas next week.
That's all you can do. Flush the loss and get ready for Texas next week. We're going to try and flush it out here as well. We'll move on in just a minute here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by Sawyer's Sunrooms, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and by Bud Light. More to come here on Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones. Breaking it down here, more audio from Petrino, some of the highlights, and then what's going on in the rest of college football today. It's getting down to nitty-gritty time, and there could be some potential upsets happening around the world of college football. Back in just a second here on ESPN Arkansas. It's Hog Reaction with Matt Jones and Colton Little here after Arkansas's soul-crushing loss to LSU in the Battle of the Golden Boot. Back in just a minute.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the half?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
November 9th, opening day of modern gun season, and Jelco Outdoors has all your deer hunting equipment ready for you. Jelco has a great selection of rifles, scopes, and lots of ammo. Stay warm and dry in the largest selection of boots and clothing for men, women, and children. Tree stands, saddles, box blinds, and ground blinds. Jelco can fix you up. Don't forget the blaze orange caps and vests. Good luck and safe hunting to all deer hunters from your locally owned one-stop shop for the best deer hunting equipment. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Limbird Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Limbird provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at LimbirdTeam.com. That's LimbirdTeam.com, where realtors go to win.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, Our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
The Crane Automotive Team has 16 locations across Arkansas and is home to the Crane Commitment. You'll find Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, and access to thousands of pre-owned vehicles. Vehicles for every lifestyle and every budget. Even if you're not in the market for a vehicle, the Crane Team service centers offer the latest in vehicle diagnostic technology and certified technicians to take care of your vehicle and get you back on the road. Check them out at craneteam.com. The Ruskin and Zach studios are driven by the Crane Automotive Team.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with a 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
The look was what we practiced all week long. We knew that tackle was gonna block down and come scot-free off the edge, and we practiced it all week long. And when it happened, we just executed in the game.
What kind of lift did that give the team?
Man, it's big. Whenever you get a block punt in the game, your chances of winning go through the roof.
Did you and Wyatt both get that, or whose hand got it?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea. I gotta look at the film. But I know that I came off the edge. And I remember hearing a and then I just seen the ball on the ground. Oh, that's for me. I just picked it up in the field.
That was Caleb Wooten right there talking about the block punt. Him and Wyatt Simmons converged on that. They blocked an LSU punt, recovered by Wooden, and it returned 16 yards for a touchdown early on in the first quarter. It was the first returned punt, blocked punt for a touchdown since October 31st, Halloween of 2009 against Eastern Michigan, and the first Razorback to block a punt since Quincy McAdoo against Liberty back in 2022. So special teams making special plays, and that was exactly what you needed to start the game. Talked about it already, guys. He just obviously could not find a way to finish, and that was unfortunate. Coach Petrino after the game talked about how you had a lot of chances, just couldn't get it done.
A lot of chances to win that game, going all the way back to the first half, and we're down in the red zone too many times that come away with no points. That certainly hurts us the last play of the half on offense, and then not getting it in on 4th and inches. Both of those are plays that we need to make.
Oh, man, the play on 4th and inches and then the play on the goal line that was one that's tough to stomach, especially when your quarterback is like 6'6". He can just reach up and reach the ball across the goal line, and you just are not able to find a way to get that the extra inch that you need to go up right there and completely change the tide of the game. But, Matt, in those situations where you know that there's a QB sneak happening and you think, what's your kind of your attitude going into that situation where it's short yardage, that you got to put your body on the line, and what's that like?
So even in from 7th grade all the way up to college, from 7th grade, high school, college, even to the NFL, they do a 4-minute offense. You do a goal line drill. You do that play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real play that you practice full speed and you go get it. And it's kind of a mantra. It's, hey, if we can't get a foot, we don't deserve to win. That's kind of what you do. So, but the truth is, it was hand to face mask. It should have been a penalty, and it should have been 1st and goal. If we want to look back at it, and look, I'm not blaming the refs for anything, but look at that play. Homie's arm was all the way wrapped around Taylon's helmet.
Yeah,
there's no league now that's acceptable. Should have been a flag. They didn't call it. But still, you got to find a way to get that. But that was a flag. That was one that the refs missed.
LSU defense might have got away with one there, but throughout the day, they were able to get you in the backfield. They had sack after sack, it seemed like. We mentioned this earlier whenever Lance from Fayetteville called in. He mentioned Harold Perkins. Boy, don't you wish that guy would just go on and graduate or get out of, or just get drafted already? He's been giving you problems for a long time and has single-handedly wrecked your offensive game plan multiple times. Here's the interim head coach, Bobby Petrino, on the LSU defense today.
LSU's defense is real. Now, there's a reason why they stopped Alabama last week too. But I thought our guys, competed hard.
Held Alabama to 20 points last week, a high-flying Arkansas offense to 22 points today, and that's going to be one of the reasons why LSU is going to go bowling to finish out their season. They did get bowl eligible today. They'll finish their season off with Western Kentucky and another one. I think it's Texas A&M to finish. Oh, no, it's they've got LSU. Sorry, excuse me. They've got Western Kentucky and Oklahoma to finish the season. Oklahoma is in a dogfight right now with Alabama on ESPN. That's going to be a really good game. On ABC. It's 20-21 with 6:49 to go in the third quarter. So playoff implications in that game as well, Matt Jones, because the Sooners are on the outside looking in, and Alabama has been one of the strongest teams in the SEC, unblemished in conference play. So some of the playoff things outside of Baton Rouge today and outside of the Razorbacks, anything like that catching your eye this Saturday?
Here's what catches my eye. So, the SEC is going to a 9-game schedule. If you're Georgia, why would you ever play Georgia Tech again?
That's true.
If you're in the SEC, all you're playing is cupcakes in your non-conference. You know how hard it is to win in the SEC? This is what it is. It's hard to win in the SEC. It's hard to win on the road, man. This is it's the toughest league out there.
And so Georgia shouldn't have to play that one, but they are going to get roped into the SEC.
And then they're going to play an SEC championship.
And they're going to play probably, and Georgia going to get roped into playing that extra power conference team as well, and that's always going to be Georgia Tech. So Florida as well, South Carolina, they've got all of those teams that are over there in the
South
ACC.
Carolina, Clemson. Why would you want to play that game anymore?
And South Carolina, boy, I don't know if you saw today, Matt. They were up on Texas A&M all day long, and Marcel Reed had a terrible first half, and then Lenora Sellers in the second half was just not able to do anything offensively, and South Carolina was up big and just could not get it done. Texas A&M remains unblemished in the SEC as well across, and it's just going to be a really disgusting end of the season there in Columbia, I'm sure, as well. So I think they're 3-7 right now, so kind of in a similar boat to your Arkansas Razorbacks. But elsewhere around college football right now, Iowa and USC now here starting the third quarter, 21-19. UCF getting absolutely dog-walked by Texas Tech. Virginia up on Duke 24-3. Tennessee taking care of New Mexico State in a non-conference cupcake matchup. Miami whipping up on NC State 31-0, and Michigan State and Penn State 10-14 at halftime. Other scores we'll get from the SEC in just a minute, but that Oklahoma-Alabama game has been back and forth all day. Both teams vying for position right there, and Oklahoma ranked number 11 in the polls, trying to find their way into the college football playoff. And the SEC this year, Matt, do you think they're probably going to get 4 or 5 teams in the picture? I mean, what's it look like?
Notre Dame's not going to lose. Now, that was their toughest opponent left, so Notre Dame's in, if you're an SEC or a Big Ten fan. With the ACC, that I guess, let me ask you, How many teams look at the ACC? How many teams you think?
Shows the Capital One Sparkcast.
Well, so all the teams from the ACC, I think that you look at Miami and you look at the fact that they only have what is 2 losses. They have 2 losses in the ACC, and that's probably going to do them in. They're ranked 15. They have some impressive wins on the season, but they just couldn't quite, stayed the course throughout the rest of the ACC. Virginia is 5-1. They're the only team in the ACC that has that 1 loss right there, along with Duke, who they're playing today. So I mean, Virginia, Miami. There's also Georgia Tech, who's 5-1 in the ACC. But we were talking about this right before we came back on, Matt. They're down 28-17 right now, going into the 4th quarter against Boston College. So there's lots of other teams. There are lots of other conferences that may usually have 2, 3 teams that are in there that might only just squeak in 1. And I think the Big Ten getting their locks in with Ohio State and Indiana, but the rest could just be made up of a conglomerate of a lot of people. I mean, Texas A&M's going to get in. Notre Dame's going to get in. If the Big Ten squeaks one more in, I don't see any more room for the ACC to have anybody in. So this will obviously play out as we go down the stretch. But one thing is for sure, Hunter Yurachek, who's now the chair of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, certainly won't have to recuse himself as Arkansas drops their 8th straight game. So it's an unfortunate series of events here in Fayetteville. And look, I think we've talked about this enough about the game today. People really want to know who we think the next head coach is going to be, and people also want to have their opinion heard. So get in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Send us your off-the-wall candidates. Come in here and defend Bobby Petrino, whatever you want to do. It's your show. It's Hog Reaction. We want to hear from the fans. So never called into a post-game show before. Now's a great time. You got me and Matt Jones here with you. We'll talk you through it. We'll let you be frustrated. We'll let you be idealistic. We'll let you live off in fantasy land if you want. We just want to hear from the fans tonight. 877-377-6963. Matt, one of the things that Coach Petrino talked about today was just the fact that the offense kind of just got sidetracked a little bit.
Yeah, we felt like we could run it on them, and we felt like we were running it well on them, and then we, get negative plays, and the penalty, really hurt us. The tripping penalty on Kobe set you back 15 yards, and now it's hard to get in a situation to get a first down. And they're a good pass rush team. They got a couple sacks on us that hurt our field position and our play calling. But overall, we moved the ball well on them. We just didn't get it in the end zone like we normally will.
And unfortunately, that just was not the case today for the Arkansas offense. And you had your opportunities, you had your chances. We've talked about it already. There was just nothing that could be done whenever you turn the ball over in costly performances. And Coach Petrino says you got to just find a way to win.
We got to find a way to win. We've had, like you said, different ways that we've lost games. So these guys are not going to quit, though. They'll keep fighting.
It seems like they will keep fighting. We'll keep fighting here as well on Hog Reaction. We'll take some longer segments here in a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about the game, talk about how the defense played pretty well today, and a little bit more here on Hog Reaction. Coming up in just a second, we'll talk about the SEC, how it's going to play out down the stretch. We'll also get some of your calls and text here on who the next head coach could possibly be, what you think about Bobby Petrino's job so far. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the basketball game last night, soccer game as well, NCAA tournament taking on Dartmouth. We'll get into all that and more here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by Sawyer's, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and by Bud Light. This is Hog Reaction after Arkansas falls in the battle with the Golden Boot to LSU 23-22. More in just a minute here on ESPN Arkansas with Colton Little and Matt Jones. Back in just a second.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the house?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb pages.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
November 9th, opening day of modern gun season, and Jelco Outdoors has all your deer hunting equipment ready for you. Jelco has a great selection of rifles, scopes, and lots of ammo. Stay warm and dry in the largest selection of boots and clothing for men, women, and children. Tree stands, saddles, box blinds, and ground blinds. Jelco can fix you up. Don't forget the blaze orange caps and vests. Good luck and safe hunting to all deer hunters from your locally owned one-stop shop for the best deer hunting equipment. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with a 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Yeah, I mean, what we need to do is just be persistent, and keep going and keep working at it, keep preparing the way they did and practicing the way you do. You can't give in. You got to keep it up, be persistent, and, pretty soon we'll break that rock. But those guys in that locker room have been putting a tremendous amount of effort in it, and they have a lot of pride. I don't think there's anyone in that locker room that has given up and not prepared and not came out and competed extremely hard. So I'm just going to stay after it.
All right, elephant in the room here. Big question. Matt Jones, if Bobby Petrino wins either one of these next two games, does he still get a look? Is he a real candidate? I mean, where do they go from here with
He
the head
would
coaching
be
position?
2 miracles short of sainthood if he wins one of these next 2 games. That would be right. You got to have 3 miracles to be a saint, so that would be one.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, you got to win one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he has the best audition tape out there. He got a part of it. He was part of the recruiting class from last year in the portal that had the most portal gets in the SEC. So like, yeah, his fingers are all in this pie. Yeah, you got to win. You got to win one. It's just I don't know what to say. I mean, what was that? A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State. We all lose all those games by 3 points or something weird like that.
All at one score.
And then this one, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you do?
What do you do exactly? And that's coming from a guy that knows a thing or two about miracles. But I'll tell you this: Bobby Petrino, whether or not he wins any of these games or not, one thing that he is doing that's going to win him favor amongst lots and lots of fans is stuff like this.
And here's Alyssa with Coach Petrino.
Coach, you were frustrated after the end of that offensive
I feel
drive.
bad for our players. We come down here, we got a chance to score a touchdown. They don't make the call.
What are you going to say to your team at the half?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Taylor?
That was just on TV. He was even shorter with Chuck on the radio.
Thoughts on the first half?
I can't hear you.
Thoughts on the first half?
We're playing hard. We're competing hard. We got to be able to have a chance.
All right, short and sweet. They are competing, Quinn. They are. Going to have to hang on to the football.
Gonna have to hang on to the football, Chuck says right there, and that's absolutely right. They gonna have to hang on to the football because in the first half the turnovers were just your demise and things just didn't work out for you. We're gonna get some calls here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline coming in just a second. They could be yours as well. 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones after Arkansas drops another unfortunate one-score loss in a football contest to LSU today for the Battle of the Golden Boot, 23-22. Call here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline from Joel, who's given us a ring. Joel, how's it going this afternoon? You're on Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones. What's up?
Well, it's going pretty good. I'm hanging out in Madison County, just watched it. And, man, I just wanted to ask Matt a question because I'm wondering what Taylor Green was looking at when he threw it into 3 people, that red zone pick. Man, I'd like to hear your opinion on that. I feel like there was other options. Like maybe we throw it out of the back of the end zone or make like a decision. So I would just like your perspective on that, sir.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, when you're watching film all week, you're looking, it's very situational. And all I can say is I'm not in the film room, so I don't know. I'm just kind of saying how it goes. Like, hey, when we get this look, this is what we're thinking. That's all I can say. Hey, we're going to call this play thinking this is our primary read. This is where we're going to go. And for some reason, he didn't go off of him. That's it. It's just you're watching a young quarterback play, and and Taylor, every single game as a quarterback, there's plays you want back. That's just one of those things. It stinks, and when you go back and watch film, you're going to see a lot of plays that we left out there, and that's one of them.
Yep. Thanks for taking the time.
No problem, Joel.
Thanks for the question. Yeah.
Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you. Your call's welcome here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Get with Joel like he did from Madison County. You can get with us anywhere there on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Just give us a call and give us a text, and we'll do our best to read him here. Farmer Tom texts in here. It says, Coach O and Les Miles, co-head coaches that were recurring in Louisiana, would be amazing. Would be amazing and make us contenders. Farmer Tom, I don't know about Coach O. I know that's probably the last smoke screen in the recipe there. Ross and Paris said that Coach O is in Alma, getting on 49 headed north. But Paul in Fayetteville here a little more critical. BP and the entire staff need to be gone. 11:28 after we drop the next 2 games. Fans that think he's the answer are delusional and stuck in the past. He has done nothing to say he is the guy going forward. The bikes are already veering towards that ditch again. Let's jump off now and avoid the complete crash that this has become. Well, Paul, as vivid as that description was painted, I think that there's a lot of fans that feel a little bit differently than you. They like the fact that Coach Petrino is back. They think that the offense, while it didn't actually, convert any points whenever it needed to today, and this quarterback guru that Petrino has been labeled as, obviously hasn't worked out for Taylor Green at times. I think that there are a lot of people that are still stuck on what he did back in 2010, 2011, and when he was here the first time. And there are a lot of people that really buy into this kind of old school style of coaching, which is being very, very forthcoming about, the fact that he's kind of an ass and he's going to be kind of a jerk to those players sometimes, and he's not going to coddle them in any way. And I think in today's day and age, as we see what people view as privilege amongst college athletes with all the riches that they get from these big NIL checks, they like the fact that there's a coach there that's holding them accountable. So for as many people that are like Paul and don't, have exactly positive things to say about Coach Petrino, Matt, there are just as many that would defend him as well. So I think that this situation with Coach Petrino, he has certainly done a good job in which keeping everybody engaged and still trying to play and put that stuff on tape, like you said. But Matt, I think I agree with you. He's going to have to pull something, several rabbits out of the hat here these next two games if he really truly wants to have a lot more fan support going into 2026 if he's to be named head coach.
Yeah, I don't think we can debate in as far as that he's like a top offensive mind, top 10 offensive mind in the game. I think he is. And it goes back to a baseball term that we use called WAR, wins above replacement.
Yeah.
So, like, you have Bobby as your OC, you have Bobby as an offensive mind. He's a genius when you're talking about that. When it comes to running an offense, he knows what he's doing. There's no denying that.
Mm-hmm.
Then where do you go from there?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So we know he's a great coach, like an offensive mind. But the thing that we do, and Phil and I had this discussion earlier in the week, is I don't care about any stat other than W's and L's. And then we'll talk about your stats.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing? There's a reason we keep score, because we're trying to win the game. So we can talk about all the stats and everything we do. Hey, we're good at running this. We're good at third down. We're good at this. We're good at that. No, we're not good at anything because we have 0 wins. So like they make the stats to fit whatever their narrative is.
Yeah.
And it's like the narrative is we have 0 wins.
0 wins in conference, and you've lost 8 straight. Certainly not. Like you said, Matt, those were kind of 2 stats that stand out to you, and really those are the only ones that matter is your wins. So we are going to go through the stats anyway, Matt. I know that you don't care about them per se, but, I know that we do have to talk about them just a little bit. But today, one of the ones that stands out to me, Matt, is you rushed for 175 yards. You still did what you wanted to do with the ball on the ground, but turnovers early in the game, you just sputtered and you couldn't quite get things going. Punted the ball away a couple times in the fourth quarter, and you just weren't able to convert whenever you needed to. On third down, you had some nice fourth down plays that were really enjoyable and kept you going and sustained some drives. And that sometimes is your best defense, is continuously converting on third and fourth downs. And that's what the LSU offense did today to your defense, was they converted on third downs. They were 8 for 17 today. And anytime when you're hitting around that 45, around 50% clip, you're going to actually end up scoring some points whenever you need to, and that's what happened today for the LSU Tiger offense. They had 235 pass yards. Michael Van Buren came in today in relief of Garrett Nussmeier, who Coach Petrino has some history with that family and everything like that. You knew that Nussmeier was one of these quarterbacks that had lots of talk during the beginning of the season about his potential and what he was going to be able to do, and there was a lot of struggles on the LSU offensive line that also reared their ugly heads today, because that, I think, is one of the bright spots that we can talk about today, Matt Jones. Your defensive line, I thought, today played very, very well. Your defensive line was able to get into the backfield. They had some tackles for loss.
Do a clip. No, hey, the defensive line played great. Our defense played probably their best game that they played all year, honestly. Like they kept us in it. And if you would just kick field goals when you had chances, you could get a W.
Yeah.
Like that. We left a lot of points out there. Quincy Rhodes, he's a top 100 pick.
Yes.
I think he'll be, fourth round. If somebody grabs him in the fourth round, you're getting a steal. But I think just you look at him, he'll go in the first 3 rounds.
Matt, there's some projections that have him as high as, early second round to even late first round. He's got that body type that NFL scouts and everybody love, and he's had one of the best statistical years for a Razorback edge player in a really long time. And the defense today was able to show out. They got some good stops. They were able to keep LSU behind the sticks at times with tackles for loss, but those third downs ended up just being the things that kept LSU and their offense on the field, and you just were not able to stop them whenever you desperately needed to. But you mentioned special teams right there. Scott Starzik gets a chance to win the game, go up near the late, I should say, at the later parts of the game, and he wasn't able, pushed it just a little bit right. Only missed 3 kicks all year. 2 of them against Ole Miss and 1 of them today against LSU. So
as bad as LSU looked, you know what they did today?
What, Matt?
They had 0 turnovers.
Yep. Took care of the football.
We're talking about this Arkansas team for the last 7 weeks, and it's like, hey man, we're close, we're doing this, but we have 3 turnovers a game. You're not gonna win an SEC game when. Tell me this: I think this happened earlier this year. We lost the game by 3. We lost this one by 1. How many times in the history of the SEC football we've been in the SEC since 1992 that a road team comes on the road, has 3 turnovers, the home team has 0 turnovers, and the home team loses the game?
I'd imagine the winning percentage
not
is
one time.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's very, very close to 0, if not 0.
We do that all the time. That's our identity, is that we turn the ball over.
And so we get text here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We'd love to get yours as well. Text here from a 417 area code. Bobby is a good coach as well as a good person. And one of the issues is the gap of being able to communicate with players. Look at what his young son-in-law is doing with Missouri State. Missouri State right now in some of their first years here in the FBS. Bobby Petrino, I'm going as far as to say that he's a good person. I'm not sure he's been described like that too many times. I know that he's definitely changed and gotten a little bit softer than I think the Pitbull Petrino that we've seen in the past. But like I mentioned earlier, the last 30 seconds of the first half, he didn't even have a headset on. He was just literally screaming at the side judge, giving him everything he wanted and more, or really just anybody that had stripes on that would listen to him. He was basically just walking up and down berating them because he thought it should have been a PI call right there with Omega Blake to go into the half. But you were able to sustain those drives on offense, and you weren't able to, you just gave the ball away. And like you said, Matt, you can't go on the road and give the ball away and expect to win the game. That's just not how things work. Texas A&M, they were able to survive today a scare. They're going to end up probably unbeaten in conference play if they can hang on against Texas near the end of the game. Texas has a big game tonight against Georgia, so lots to get to in the SEC as well. But Matt, you've talked today a lot about how just the turnovers were going to be costly and things were unfortunate, but the defense was a good, bright spot for them today, and Coach Petrino talked about that a little bit in the postgame presser.
Defensively, I thought we did a really nice job in the first quarter and came out prepared, ready to go, played really hard. But we need to find a stop in the fourth quarter on that last drive, and giving up that big scramble just kills you, and then you don't get the ball back, so that hurts.
35 yards were gained right there on that scramble by Michael Van Buren there on the key third down to basically ice the game away. And then Harlem Berry was able to waltz into the end zone, but he decided to, slide down, and that was going to be able to salt it away for the LSU Tigers. And they're going to get bowl eligibility, and they're going to continue to move forward for the rest of the season, as we're going to try and do right here on Hog Reaction. Coming up a little bit here on Hog Reaction, we'll take you through the game drive by drive. We'll finish it off in just a little bit as well here on Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones. More to come in just a second here on ESPN Arkansas. Arkansas falls to LSU in the Battle of the Golden Boot 23-22. More in just a second.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the house?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Crisp air, colorful leaves, and the perfect season to get moving. It's fall at True Grit Running Company. Whether you're hitting the trails, walking the neighborhood, or cheering from the sidelines, we've got the shoes, apparel, and accessories to keep you comfy and supported. From cozy layers to top brands like Hoka, Brooks, and Ufos, fall into your new favorites today. Stop by True Grit Running Company on Riders Avenue in Fort Smith, right behind Chick-fil-A. This autumn, let your journey start with True Grit.
Winter just around the corner, now's the time to make sure your equipment is ready to handle the cold, the snow, and everything in between. Whether you're planning preventative maintenance, gearing up for snow removal, or keeping your fleet running through harsh conditions, Sharp Equipment is here to help you stay ahead. If you've got winter projects coming up, let Sharp Equipment know what parts you'll need. Sharp Equipment can help you avoid downtime and keep your operations moving no matter the weather. Give Sharp Equipment a call at 479-649-0500 or stop by at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren to see how Sharp Equipment can help you keep moving forward.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your Shelter Insurance agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
This is Northside head basketball coach Cody Wilmath. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football in fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with a 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Green Going to throw the football downfield. Got a man open. Stretching to catch it is Crutchfield, and he makes the grab. He stepped out of bounds, but Crutchfield caught it inside the 10-yard line at the 8. 27 yards, an acrobatic catch for the freshman, his first of the year. 41 seconds to play, and Arkansas is going to spend a timeout. What a catch.
Yeah. Take him off the milk carton. Pine Bluff's own Courtney Crutchfield, the transfer, high-profile wide receiver from Missouri, comes over. Pine Bluff native, makes his first catch of the season, and it was a pretty good one right there, Matt. A couple of Arkansans, him, Wyatt Simmons, and Cam Settles as well today, tried to sneak it in on the goal line on the fullback dive that's usually Braylon Russell's play, but lots of Arkansans getting involved today, Matt.
Another Arkansan is Braylon Russell. I don't know where he was. Yeah. Man, that was another play where that was a great play call, and he would have scored, but he lost his footing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was based on, the equipment man, the kit man getting the proper footwear. Whose fault was that? Was that on the player? It's another one of those deals where you go back and watch this film, and you wonder why all coaches have gray hair or no hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's because of games like this.
Mm-hmm. Chris from Springdale on the Lewis Automotive Hotline sums it up pretty much, I think, better than what we've done here in the past hour or so. This season has been so painful. That's pretty much the truth. You have had one score loss after one score loss. You have had time and time and time again to cash in opportunities to just take yourself and lift off from this college football purgatory that you find yourself in, where you're only still relevant because you're with the big boys. But to be fair, folks, you've lost a lot of games. I think that it was the 14 conference games in the SEC conference games is all that you've won in the entire Hunter Yurachek tenure as an athletic director. Football is a cash cow. It's the only thing that matters sometimes when it comes down to dollars and cents. Yes, basketball is going to have lots of butts in seats for big games that matter, and so will football for that matter. It showed this year against Notre Dame. But the football program on the verge of a 2-10 season for the third time in the last 8 years would be almost catastrophic if you cannot find the right person this next go-around. Things are moving and things are rapidly changing and shifting and evolving every single day in the landscape of college football. It is not your grandmother and not your grandfather, not even your father's college football. It's totally different, Matt Jones. And things are changing. And do you feel like this hire right now, at this point that we're at here, going into these last two games where, hey, there's a lot of smoke going on now. They've set up a lot of smoke screens. We've heard Ed Orgeron. We've heard Rhett Lashley until he got the contract signed. James Franklin was a big smoke screen. Lots of people were hearing James Franklin. Coming down to the nitty-gritty of this coaching search, Matt, does it feel like to you that the rest of the program and sort of things for a future and things for a brighter hope for your future, I mean, is that too existential? I mean, am I thinking too, maybe a little too morose about this, or do you feel like maybe this is kind of a big one too, Matt?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, no matter how you look at it.
True.
It's just kind of, I'm on your side is what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying. It comes down to, we're good at every other sport but football. So if you look at the umbrella of the University of Arkansas up there, honestly, I mean, girls basketball, we're not that good, but like, I think music's kind of doing her thing. But if you look
Really
at the
good
whole
program.
thing, like, women's soccer, baseball, women's softball, basketball, track, like you start looking at the sport, golf.
Yeah.
We're amazing at we're just not, can you have it both ways, I guess? Because if we were good at football, we'd be the best program in the country because we're good at everything else.
I think about it this way as well, Matt. Out of all those sports that you named, how many of them do you think have teams that are comprised of more than about 30 members?
Oh, baseball, probably.
Baseball.
Track has a lot because you have distance and sprint.
Okay.
So not a lot. Even basketball is only 15.
And these are specialized athletes. So for football, how many guys are on your football team, Matt? You got like 90 guys. You got a
Scholarships,
lot.
don't you have like
You got
75 scholarships?
75
a team?
scholarships.
Yeah.
You got plenty of walk-ons out there. You got 35 strength and conditioning coaches. You got 25 graduate assistants. I mean, football, there's a lot of people that take step, run, and have a successful football program. And here's what doesn't have a lot of people. the state of Arkansas. There's just not a lot. So you wonder if it's a population issue. You wonder if you can get into the nitty gritty of all the, I guess it's the economics of it or whatever. I may be talking above my station here, but the point is that there's just not a lot of people in this state. It obviously limits your recruiting base and the number of people that you have. So number of players that you're able to select from every day and every recruiting cycle. And I just think that, when it comes down to it, the Razorbacks just don't have the same numbers that it has, obviously from a recruiting standpoint. They don't have the same numbers all the time when it comes to money either. I mean, they swung and missed on some of these smoke screens as well. So you want to get all your numbers together when it comes to population. You want to get all your numbers together when it comes to having more resources in the SEC. I mean, Richard Davenport and others have done reports this year about how, look, you're near the bottom of the barrel not only in wins and losses in the SEC, but also in support staff and in actual funds into your football department. For the things that really make it go and really make it tick and really make it run like a competitive machine like we see in schools that have bigger populations. So it makes you think if it's all really just about that there's just more people, a bigger bunch of apples to choose from to make the right dish. So, Matt, I don't know about all that, but whether you agree with me on that either, but it does feel like this is a really big hire. One thing I do want to get your take on here, Matt. We've gotten down to November to where the book has been written on a lot of these quarterbacks among the SEC. And when you play quarterback at a position in the SEC, or when you play quarterback at an institution in the SEC, there are a lot of eyes on you, and Heisman talk and chatter just sort of happens all the time. So there are a lot of these players this year: DJ Lagway, Garrett Nussmeier, Arch Manning, Lenoris Sellers, Marcel Reed, Diego Pavia, Taylon Green, and Joey Aguilar. All of those guys had super high expectations throughout the season, and a lot of them have faltered, and a lot of them have completely risen to the occasion and delivered for their team time and time again. So you've been in this position to where you are an eyes-on-me quarterback in the SEC. What's that like when you've had a good season and when you've had a bad one? Because we have a quarterback that's had some good and had some bad so far this year.
Yeah, no, Taylon Green's a G. There's no question about it. I'm a Taylon Green fan. Both my quarterback coaches up there, David Lee and Roy Wiki, They both, there's a lot of similarities in what they preach and what they believe in. No question about it. But one thing they both said was, as the quarterback of a team, what you're bringing up, being in the SEC, you're going to get a lot of attention. And the truth of the matter is, you're not judged on your best day and you're not judged on your worst day. It's not about like, hey, it's not as good as it seems and it's not as bad as it seems. It's always somewhere right in there in between. Mm-hmm. And what you can do as a quarterback and as to be a leader, both of them said it, be consistent. And what has Taylon Green done? Taylon Green's been consistent. Like this 0-win SEC season's not on Taylon Green. Taylon Green's busting his ass. He's giving it what he has. Mm-hmm. It's that's why you get back to football, where it's the ultimate team sport, man. It really is. There's no other. You were just talking about it. How many other numbers have sports that have this many numbers? Yeah. Not a lot. Ultimate team sport. You win as a team, you lose as a team. And as a team, it hasn't been good enough.
Washington's going to stay in at tailback. They bunch three just to the right of the line of scrimmage. Green wants to throw. He's flushed. He's rolling left. He's going to try to run it in, and he does. Taylon Green is in with a 2-point conversion, and it is 22-16. He had to leap over a defender to go the final 2 yards, but the 2-point conversion is good, and it's a 22-16 Razorback lead.
You know,
Taylon Green's a special player, man.
You know who he looked right there?
Who?
And he looked like QB Eagles.
Randall Cunningham?
Oh, my goodness. When he flew, and because they were like, they asked Randall, they said, hey, do you think you can fly? He goes, I am an eagle.
I mean, they have a similar body.
Taylon Green is Randall Cunningham. No question about it, man. He's you got to be thankful for what you can see, and there's not a whole lot of good on this football team. One thing that is good, Taylon Green's been a joy to watch.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that occasionally quarterbacks get blamed for picks no matter what, no matter what happens, no matter if the receiver stops on his route, no matter if he throws in the triple coverage and he should have and he's rightfully blamed for it, no matter if it gets tipped at the line of scrimmage because an offensive lineman can't make the right block at the right time. Like, there are plenty of things. And you've been in that position, Matt. You have to wear it, like we talked about earlier. When you're in that position, you have to wear it on the chin. You have to tighten your chin strap back up and go out there the next series and forget all about it, execute the game plan that you've worked on all week. And I think that Taylor Green has really came back every week. He stayed healthy throughout the season. We got, to the end of the Mississippi State game last week or 2 weeks ago, and there was that, just unfortunate series of events where he was prone on the turf at the end of the game, and he's got healthy throughout the season, and now he's come back and trying to do his best throughout the year. So you do have to give props for Taylor Green that way, but there is right to give him criticism at times because you do know that there's a certain expectation in the Petrino system to where reading defenses and changing protection and all that stuff is important, but you also have to stand and deliver, and that's just not Taylor Green's strength, in my opinion. I think that he's obviously much better when you're able to get him moving side to side, north and south, and that was evident today. I mean, he took off on a 55-yard run after he had some bad mistakes right there trying to go down and score and win the game for him, but it's one of those things where and I think that Taylor Green knows that there are ways in which he could perform better, but he's going to have a real shot to make an NFL roster, Matt, and he's going to have a real chance to make a living because there are some things that he can do on a football field that just 95% of Division I college quarterbacks cannot do.
If I'm Taylor Green and, it's not like I have a conversation with Taylor or his people, I'm going straight to the CFL next year, and I'm going to make 7 figures a year for the next 5 years, and I'm going to lead a CFL team. And then if as my maturation process comes to fruition, then maybe I come to the NFL. He's not ready yet. I'm going straight, get reps, go play. Hey, how about LSU CFL going on for their 7-play stretch when they're doing reverse pass?
Man.
That's straight stuff you'll see out of the CFL. Being an athlete, being a football player, being able to run, being able to pass, it's a different level of competition. Talk about safety. If I'm Taylor Green, I'm headed straight to the CFL. I'm making 7 figures a year for the next 5, 7, 9 years, however long you want to play, and I'm enjoying life.
Yeah. Lots of eye candy and misdirection by LSU on that drive that you're talking about in the fourth quarter, Matt. They were trying to be double reverse pass. They were trying all types of different things to sort of catch Arkansas off guard. And I think that signals that's obviously LSU is an interim. They're going through an interim situation just like you are. They're trying different things. They're no holds barred, everything that they can do to try and win the football game. And that was one of the things that signaled to me that look. They're coming out here. They're trying to compete. They're not going to give it to you, and you might have missed your opportunity if you can't find a way to stop them when they are pulling out all the stops, when they're letting the ball, go, and they're doing different flips and tricks with it behind the line of scrimmage. And I think they had an opportunity to knock one of them loose right there, and they just couldn't quite get to it. But Matt, I think that you're right. I mean, Taylor Green's had a really good operation. Has had a good season at times. There's times where it's been bad, but at the end of the day, you're the quarterback, and you got to answer for you got to answer for how the team does. It's not all on Taylor Green because the defense obviously has been a huge Achilles heel for this team. They weren't terrible today on third down. They just couldn't get the stops they needed to late in the game. Michael Van Buren was eventually able to get going. Here's Coach Petrino on the Mississippi State transfer, who is in for Garrett Nussmeier tonight.
Yeah, I kind of felt like Nuss wasn't going to go when you read about the ribs. That's a terrible injury for quarterbacks. It's just very, very painful. Van Buren did a nice job. He made some big plays when the pressure was on. I thought we had him bottled up a number of times and were able to get off the field and do a good job defensively at times. But he ended up making the plays to score.
Michael Van Buren was able to contribute lots of passing yards for the LSU Tigers today, and your defense could not answer for it later on in the second half. So things just quite could not get done. LSU was able to beat you when it mattered most, Matt. And, as a player, and so in moments like this, there's just, obviously, yes, you're still playing for the chance to put more on tape, and you're a competitor, you're an athlete, but as a coach, it sometimes can be hard when you don't know if your players are still bought in. So this is Petrino on the attitude with not much left to fight for this season.
Yeah, what we need to do is just be persistent, and keep going and keep working at it, keep preparing the way they did and practicing the way you do. We can't give in. We got to keep it up, be persistent, and, pretty soon we'll break that rock. But those guys in that locker room have been putting a tremendous amount of effort in it, and they have a lot of pride. I don't think there's anyone in that locker room that has given up and not prepared and not came out and competed extremely hard. So I'm just going to stay after it.
Just got to say after it, and that's what you got to do. We're going to stay right here for one more break, come back in just a minute and wrap it up here on Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones. We're going to give you all the scoop about what's happened today in the SEC, talk a little bit about what we might look forward to next week, and a little bit more here on Hog Reaction. This is ESPN Arkansas's Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones after Arkansas falls to LSU 23-22. Back in just a minute.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the
We're
house?
going to go fight. We're going to keep fighting, all right? We'll have to play everybody.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page for him.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Cam Shanks deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks blocked it. They pick it up with a 15. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Arkansas. They blocked the punt.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
There's the snap. There's the kneel. LSU going to their students. They're going to go grab that trophy. And the Tigers have won the football game. LSU, that trophy's perched right at the entrance to their locker room down by their tunnel. And they're going to go get it. So the boot stays in Baton Rouge. The Tigers come from behind and win it. The clock strikes 0. And the Hogs have lost 8 in a row. The two interims, Bobby Petrino and Frank Wilson, meet in midfield. 23-22 LSU the final.
That's the final right there for you. Again, you heard 22-23 LSU, the final. Arkansas contributes 340 total yards of offense, 165 through the air, 175 on the ground. Only 2 for 11 on third down, although they did convert 3 out of 4 fourth downs. About the crucial stat in this one, Matt, 3 turnovers to 0 for the LSU and Arkansas turnover battle. Your final today, 22-23. LSU wins the Battle of the Golden Boot for the 9th time in the last 11 meetings of this one. Hopefully this one will come back to Black Friday next year, and whenever they rearrange some things around with the new 9-game SEC schedule, Matt. But LSU gets the best of Arkansas today. Your final thoughts?
Final thoughts, man. The team's playing hard. They're trying. As a coach, as a player, all you can do is try your best, and that's what this team's doing. They're just it comes down to there's 2 questions you ask yourself: is it talent or effort?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lack of effort. So we don't have talent, man. There's not like there's a lot of what are you gonna do, man? There's like 4 guys on this team that are good.
Well, Matt, there is maybe something to look forward to with the basketball team or something. Maybe we can have something. And I think people just want to get these games out of the way, to be quite honest with you, and know who the next head coach is or know what the plan is going into 2026. And hopefully they'll get an answer on that here sometime soon, and there won't be any more smoke screens that we all have to choke on. So elsewhere around the SEC today, Oklahoma, Alabama, big matchup with college football playoff implications on the line. It's coming down to the wire. Alabama has the ball down 21-23 with 1:36 to go in the fourth quarter right now on ABC. Tennessee dispatches New Mexico State easy today. They're about to wrap up the third quarter there. It's 42-3. Coming up at 6 o'clock, Florida and Ole Miss tonight. If Ole Miss wins, I imagine Lane Kiffin probably just gives a little dig to Florida and says he's not going. But there has been some rumblings that Kiffin might find himself back in the Sunshine State. You remember he was there with Florida Atlantic, and Joey Freshwater could have a reemergence. 6:30 p.m. on ABC. Following the Oklahoma-Alabama game, Texas and Georgia are up. A couple of one-loss teams in the SEC. Another big college football playoff game that could possibly, another big game that has college football playoff implications there. Number 5 and number 10, Georgia and Texas. You remember last year, Texas lost to Georgia twice at the end of the year in the SEC championship game and in the college football playoff. 6:45 on the SEC network, Mississippi State and Missouri. And some finals for you today. South Carolina was up 30-3 on Texas A&M earlier, Matt, and just couldn't could not hang on. They ended up coming back and winning 31-30.
What's a better program, Arkansas or South Carolina football?
Boy, I don't know. I think that right now Shane Beamer has driven that one into the ground, and I don't know what he's going to end up doing at the end of next year. Columbia may be tired of him because he's kind of a sore loser. So that's the final in that one, 31-30. Of course, obviously Arkansas falls in the battle with the Golden Boot today, 23-22 to LSU. Jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but 16 unanswered in the second from LSU. Constantly turnovers were the name of the game for the Tigers today, and they took care of business. Also, Kentucky takes care of Tennessee Tech. Who cares about that? But we're going to wrap it up here on Hog Reaction. Matt Jones, anything to look forward to this week?
Yeah, man, go to class.
That's right.
Study, figure out what your major is. Make sure you graduate.
Yes.
That you are a student athlete. You get 2 more opportunities, man. You get to play Texas, and here's one thing, Colton. When you're a part of a locker room, when you're part of an organization, when you're a part of a family, you're all pulling for each other. You are. You're not pointing the finger. You're trying to get better. You're trying to figure it out. Let's try to do 1-7, not 0-8. We got 2 more opportunities. Let's try to figure out a way to win one of these games. You don't want to be that team that couldn't win one. So find a way to win one, and then that's it. Go on with your life and make sure these kids are going to class.
That's right. See if you can just get one. Scratch one on the win column at the end of the year in SEC play, and maybe you'll have something to be proud of going forward into 2026. But I don't know. There's not a lot of hope going on around with the football program right now. That's going to do it for us here on Hog Reaction for ESPN Arkansas. This is Colton Little and Matt Jones signing off here. Thank you to the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Sawyer, Sunrooms, and Bud Light for our sponsors tonight. We appreciate you guys always being there for us. We appreciate you, the listeners, for being there with us as well on ESPN Arkansas here on Hog Reaction as LSU knocks off Arkansas 23-22 to get bowl eligibility. Your Razorbacks are the losers of 8 straight games, and hopefully we can get them out of the way to hire a head coach here soon. Stay tuned the rest of the week here on ESPN Arkansas with the Chuck and Bo Show starting at 6 a.m. on Monday, the morning rush after that at 9, halftime with Phil and Matt starting at 11, and Ruskin and Zach will take you home every day on your drive home here on ESPN Arkansas. That's going to do it here, folks. You guys have a good night. Y'all take care. Until next time here on Hog Reaction, this is Colton Little and Matt Jones signing off as Arkansas falls to LSU again in another 1-score loss. See you, folks.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
What are you going to say to your team at the house?
We're going to go fight. We're going to keep